All right, so we're gonna about to dive into something that this right here kind of dwelled on me a little bit. It's just been kind of thinking about it a little bit, and I'm thinking this whole beef, between PlayStation, Xbox console war, why they have so much smoke with each other. I'm just gonna break it down, guys. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Why I really feel like it's not just Call of Duty is the big problem here. That's the first big problem. The second big problem is that Xbox have 50 studios in development with new games on this roadmap that they're on. So if PlayStation is not going to, if Sony is not going to bring their day ones to PlayStation Plus, how are they going to compete long term? And that led me to believe that, guys, I'm really thinking that Xbox is pretty much going to win this whole entire generation, hands down. Like, they're already outselling PlayStations already. They're already outselling them. PlayStation cannot keep up with demand. They're not open to bringing their AAA bangers, all of them, over to the PlayStation Plus service to be on PlayStation and PC. They're not trying to port everything over. So pretty much it's kind of looking like more favorable towards Xbox this generation. And I'm not just saying that, it's just the things that's coming out. It's like all the news headlines. Xbox have so much news headlines coming out on what they're bringing out that is crazy. You can get Xbox on PC, mobile, tablet, Xboxes, of course, Xboxes. Game Pass is everywhere. Like they don't have PlayStation Plus everywhere. You can't get PlayStation Plus Premium everywhere. It's like it should be everywhere, but they don't want it to be open. So pretty much the way you can look at it is Xbox is more like Android and PlayStation is more like Apple iPhone. You know how anti-consumer Apple and Sony is. They don't really like their product everywhere because they feel like that devalues their product. So they don't really like everybody to be able to get their hands on it. They want it to be hard to get because they feel like it's special, and that's cool. Okay, it could be special, but you're kind of missing out when it's not an open device. See, Xbox is more like an open device like Android. Pretty much you could just all kind of developers and third-party developers can just come and just jump on Xbox Game Pass and make some bangers. But PlayStation is more like, no, we got to look through it. We got to do this. We got to give you the runaround. And everybody's trying to figure out what is really going on behind closed doors with Sony and this whole Activision deal, Game Pass deal. They really don't want it, and now I'm kind of seeing why they don't want it, because this Bethesda deal is a problem. That brought like 30 studios, and now plus if this Activision deal, I don't know if they already have 50 studios, but if they don't have 50 studios plus, it's in the works. So the studios are going to go up. So the future is looking bright from here on out. From come next year and on, 2023 and up, it's looking, bro, it is looking crazy. Like from 2023 and out, they have so many bangers coming to Xbox. So I would say this, guys, if you are a Sony fan, if you are a Sony pony, you may want to consider getting into the Xbox ecosystem due to the fact that there are going to be way more bangers coming to Xbox and PlayStation. Like, there's no way, I don't see long-term PlayStation being able to hold that title anymore this generation. I think this generation and up, I'm pretty sure Xbox is about to take over. And once this Call of Duty deal drop, bro, all of the Call of Duty games are going to Game Pass, and PlayStation Plus don't want to add them to PlayStation Plus. They already kind of made it clear they don't want to do that because they're sticking to their guns with this whole ripping people off for $70 buying games. It starts to add up, and it don't make any sense because the money, it's not even going to the creators, the game creators. They're pocketing that money. So that's why I call them scheming, scamming Sony. That's all they do is scheme and scam people out of their money and think it's cute. and go behind doors and laughing at people. It's not funny when people spending their hard-earned money for games that's not even worth $70 with all of these remakes and remasters, cash grabbing games. Like, we want something. We want to see something new from Sony, because I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm just not a fan of the company Sony, but I'm a fan of the brand PlayStation, because I like PlayStation games. I choose to play some of their bangers there too. So I'm definitely not against PlayStation, because they have to do what the boss says, and that's Sony. So I'm sticking to that. I don't like the way they run the company. I don't like the way they push PlayStation around and don't allow them to expand like they should be, because they're thinking that this old way of thinking, it's just out of date right now, man. And it's not helping Sony. It's really not. It's really not helping Sony, and it's not helping the brand either. So the bangers are coming, man, and we can start off with just a few big titles, man. AAA's, man. That Hellblade 2 is going to be amazing. It's going to be the most realistic game out there coming in the future to Xbox Game Pass. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a day one. So this is, if you go back and you play Hellblade, the first one, Hellblade 2 is going to be better than that one, graphic wise, with the mirror technology, with the integration with the new engines that they're adding in there, and the mirror technology. This is a different type of, quality, you know what I mean? So it's going to be more realistic than even PlayStation 5 games, more realistic than Forbidden West and God of War. So this is going to be crazy. So look up Hellblade 2 if you guys haven't heard about that one. Of course, another one, a big deal, Forza Motorsports against Gran Turismo 7. Forza looks more realistic. We all seen it already. We all seen how great of a job they did, and that's no knock to Gran Turismo. I've always been a Gran Turismo fan back in the day when it was on PS1. Need for Speed always been my top, but Gran Turismo always was in the top like 3, because back then they had like Test Drives of the World, they had like Twisted Metals, they had some really fun racing games back then, because it wasn't no multiplayer back then. Back then you didn't have multiplayer back then, so you had to stick with single player fun games. And what made it so fun, because you had the 2-player consoles, and until the Nintendo 64 came out and added 4 players can play together. So PlayStation 1 was pretty cool when you could play your friend sitting next to you or family. So that was the days when gaming was actually engaging with the player, instead of all about money and greed and scheming. The new Sony, they don't make games fun no more. They just want to remaster everything and double dip and cash grab, which just don't make any sense anymore. I like the way Sony used to run their business. It was so much more funner back then. I don't know. You ain't gotta look towards Overwatch. 2 is on the way. That may still be multiplayer. I'm not sure. Of course, the super banger Starfield and Redfall. Wow, those games are gonna set those games when Starfield drop, it's gonna be a new direction for Xbox as a competitor now, because now it will be official that they're competing, because the AAAs are coming, and they're coming back to back with Redfall. We don't really know which one will probably come out. If I'm betting on it, I'm thinking more so Redfall should drop first, because they're like, it does have a single player experience, like it's like a campaign mode or whatever, and you can play multiplayer with your friends and family. So Redfall is going to be nice. This is like a vampire shooting game. It's different. It's like a zombie type game, but it's with vampires, that's pretty awesome. And this whole Kojima deal, oh my goodness, this Kojima deal, they wanted to cancel. They're signing petitions. Oh my goodness, this Kojima deal was so crazy. Oh my goodness, man. I think he did Death Stranding, right? He did one of those games, but Kojima is a mastermind in the Japanese market and the Asian market over there across seas. They don't really they wanted to take Kojima and basically make him more of a live service game I think he's gonna make something like what game he was talking about? He was talking about, I forgot what type of game, but it's perfect for Xbox because I think it's gonna be like a multiplayer game. So Kojima, big shout out to Kojima for doing a deal with Game Pass. It's gonna be like a live service subscription game. That's gonna be dope, man. Big shout out to Kojima for making this great deal happen. I hope he still does work with PlayStation. But we only time will tell. I think he's pretty much his own brand, so he can pretty much be independent and work on both. I'm not here to knock one console over the other one, PC, Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation. It's all about growing and going in the right direction. And when I see mistakes, they should clean it up. Clearly, they took, from what I was hearing, they took Street Fighter off of Xbox, and now I think it's back. So Street Fighter will be back, guys. So we will have a new Street Fighter 6 coming in the future. That's dope. We do miss those old school classic retro fighting games. I can actually say that Street Fighter have always been a classic, legendary game. Even back in the day on Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and all those old consoles, Street Fighter was always that top tier fighting game, right next to Mortal Kombat and Tekken. So we always had those fighting games. That was those fun, good old days back there, man. I used to love those games back in the day. Now, I'm okay with the Resident Evil remake. I don't know why. It's just Resident Evil have always been one of my favorite, and they have DLCs on the way as well for Xbox. So the future is looking really nice. I'm talking about really, really nice. Like I said before, if you don't have Game Pass, just get into the ecosystem, try it out. If you like it, you do. If you don't, then hey, at least you gave it a try. You can actually see what people are saying about the value of all the day ones. Game Pass is a really fun subscription service that it's just really nothing. If you are a multiplayer gamer, if you're just a gamer that just love to try new things, you get the Halos, you get the Forzas, you get the Gears, and so much more on there. And it'll just give you that feel to say, okay, Xbox is moving in a new direction. Let's give them a chance. That's pretty much what it is. We already know what PlayStation can do. So we're moving along, man. And I see some new stuff, some more stuff that is in development that will be coming or arriving later on. So we have so much more coming, like in horror games as well. Now I can't really say that they're gonna bring Dead Space remake to Xbox. I can't really say. I don't see that on the charts. Of course, PC do have Spider-Man. So PC is going to get Spider-Man. Some way, somehow, you're going to see some nerds online learn how to pretty much rig it up and have Spider-Man on Xbox probably. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be it's going to be somebody that knows how to do it. So I'm pretty sure that's coming too. The mods on Spider-Man remaster is going to be amazing. Big shout out to Insomniac. They do a very great job, by the way. I love Insomniac. Like I said before, I'm not anti-PlayStation. I'm anti-Sony. I don't like the way they run the company, man. PlayStation is the brand, Sony is the company. So you have to divide the two because they own PlayStation. So they just make really bad decisions, and I think they just kind of push PlayStation around and don't allow them to be more free and give them the freedom to really expand and really do what they can do. And I think a new World Warcraft is coming too as well. I think they got a lot of stuff mixed up between PC and Xbox, so we're gonna have a lot of stuff pretty much seeing they're gonna see Xbox and PC. So a lot of these games, so look out for that. Starfield and Redfall is gonna be two of the biggest ones, guys, that you guys gonna look for. And then you're gonna have the Fables of the world. Then you're gonna have the Elder Scrolls of the world. You're gonna have so much more coming. I would love to see a new Max Payne. If they remade Max Payne and that comes to Game Pass, I would love to see that. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do a remake new Max Payne, which is sad because there's so many more games that I would love to see, especially AAA. Oh, Indiana Jones is on the way, but they still have a little more developing to go with that one. So I really can't say when Indiana Jones will be announced. I think Evolved is going to be coming. You're going to have Grounded. We already have Dust Falls. Age of Empires of the world. We already have the Crossfire, Psychonauts, and all of that good stuff. Perfect Dark, Fable, and so many more, man. All of these bangers that are on the way. So, being that said, guys, I just want to touch on a few things why I feel like how Sony could compete with PlayStation Plus if they would only bring their AAAs to PlayStation Plus Premium. I guess I'm gonna leave it there, and we're gonna touch on a few more stories later on, guys. So make sure you guys smash that like, that subscribe button, and click that notification bell. Thank you so much. Peace.